Now, it'd be nice to be able to level up my survivors a lot more, because I'm still technically underleveled. However, I don't have a lot of survivor XP. And while obviously there's some really easy ways, even at my level, that I can get more survivor XP, but you see, that would involve actually playing the game outside of like the specific missions that I'm trying to do. Like if you're also kind of in this situation like I am, where you don't have a lot of survivor XP, check the Plankerton map and see if you can find these like 4-player missions, like this one right now that has 4 times survivor XP in a 28 zone, or 4x survivor XP in a 23 zone, and just run those a couple times over. While you'll only get like the drops of rain and tickets once, you will get the 4 times survivor XP multiple times over, and that will allow you to basically just farm a bunch of survivor XP. This mission also gives 2 times survivor XP, and it's significantly easier than probably both of those, but for slightly less XP. However, I'm not going to do that because I think it's just funnier not to. So the mission I have to do is this 40 zone Liberate Plank Harbor, because we are on the Battle of Plank Harbor. Liberate Plank Harbor. Complete the Liberate Plank Harbor mission. There's no period at the end, but they don't do that for other missions. Never mind. For some reason, I thought there was. And it just gives us 30 rare flux, because I definitely need more of that. That's not true. I don't. Now, I think, judging purely on the icon here, it's going to be a Category 3 Fight the Storm. So 3 Atlases, or something very similar to that, considering this icon. I'm going in with my typical base Kyle build. Like as usual, it's not good, but it's basically what I can actually have on a cheap budget. I will level up some, like at least those 2, and Electropulse Penny, and that's gonna increase my health and my shield a little bit. I can also not change my team perk because nothing else I have will actually be active. So let's just jump right in then. Yeah, it's Category 3. Now, the thing about like Category 2, 3, and Category 4, especially as a solo player, is you're defending multiple targets, and you actually do, in fact, have to keep all the different targets alive. Atlas missions don't fail if the Atlas gets destroyed, because you can just kind of rebuild and reset them. So, I mean, that's a positive thing. But on the other hand, I'm single-handedly defending 3 targets. Now, if you are doing this mission and you aren't opposed to playing in public missions, then, hey, it's actually probably not that big of a deal. Because, if you're playing in a team, you have multiple people defending, as opposed to when you play by yourself and you're doing it alone. If you are playing by yourself, you can probably get away doing this. You can probably get away with doing this with Constructor with a base that connects as much as possible together, and then like solid amount of trapping and defenders. Okay, we found the atlases. They appear to be quite spread out. However, the highlight of this mission is, and keep in mind, this is like a unique zone that's like for specifically this mission. It's actually a really nice place. Like, I really love the look of this park area. Now, the highlight of especially this mission, but like Category 3 and 4 atlases in general, is floating atlases. And, it may, like, maybe it's your first time seeing them sometimes, but it's like, it is completely normal. And it is actually like, it is a blessing to have them sometimes. Because we have our third and final atlas is up here. And so the benefit of floating atlases, even outside of this mission, is the fact that enemies can't really reach them in the most traditional sense. It's probably a bit stupid of me to actually want to break these, but we're going to break these. I have this roof over here, and that's basically just going to block attacks from the air. And then all I have to figure out then is defending that Atlas and that one. Which might be a little bit annoying, but the thing is I can probably like bounce between the two and have defenders on both. Now that I think about it, actually I really like that idea because I can do a basically a ring of ceiling electrics around a pyramid, and then like melee defenders or melee defender on one or two sniper defenders would actually work as well. Now, like I said before, if you're doing this with a group of players, like whether that's 2 players, 3 players, 4 players, whatever, it's probably going to be a bit easier because everyone can kind of separate and work together in a way. So, you know, you can have 2 people defending this one, 2 people defending the other one, or something like that. I don't exactly have that option as a solo player, so I have a different strategy that I'm going to be using. I've always wondered if this zone has any like really cool little secrets. Because on one hand, I'm like, there's no way, but then on the other hand, it's also just like, well, I mean, I can't confirm that. Like, I can't confirm there's no really cool hidden secrets in this zone because it's one of those zones where you really only get to play once. Once you complete this mission, you can't really just come back here and redo this one like as you please. What? Hold on, that was 2 trees inside of each other. I have never seen that actually, I don't think. But that is quite fascinating actually. This was a nice park, like I said, but now that I've kind of started building and destroying everything, it's not as nice anymore. I would like to get more metal, so I might have to do that. And I'll also clear this encampment just because I'm in the area. These enemies are power 40 compared to the power 34 enemies that I've been facing in previous missions, so they are going to be a bit stronger. And this nurse has to go. You are single-handedly preventing me from killing anything. I did not mean to build. Man, this thing is not that powerful. And I'm sure it's way better when you actually, like, have the right setup for it, but I don't. So it just seems to be doing moderate damage at best. I'm gonna need more metal, like, again later, obviously. Because I need to level this up. Now we're gonna get 2 defender posts, and I think I might do 2 melee defenders. Maybe one with the Stormblade, one with this, or with the Doomhammer in this. I have no idea. I didn't think about what weapons they would use. And I'm actually kind of glad I even have the like melee defenders for this. This guy can have a Stormblade, but that's also where they're not going to be attacking quite yet. This guy can have I can actually take this. And I can do one more thing if I can. And we'll have to see if I can first. Wow, there's actually stuff in this room. This will be a third defender post. And this one will have a sniper rifle. All right, and now we just need to have BluGlo. Damn, that's the one thing I didn't think to go grab. Now, I should mention they absolutely can potentially come from different directions. I cannot guarantee whether they will or will not. I don't know, and I'm already completely convinced that it doesn't matter. One final little optimization I will do is that actually that it only needed 2 for some reason. Normally it needs 3 for category 3, I was pretty sure. But maybe that one doesn't even count because it's like it's just so far away from where they would actually be able to attack. I also brought this raptor. No idea why. Oh yeah, that actually probably should have been like that. So I've got a raptor fighting, I've got my defender. I wish I placed my base. I should place my base on this side, and I can move it to the other side when and if spawns change. He's already down because he's an idiot. So I've got the raptor fighting, I've got the melee defender. I've got this guy just kind of hanging out. He'll do a little bit of support. Probably could have been more useful if he was a ranged weapon defender and not melee, but he's for later. Looks like my melee weapon daily quest is making some progress now. Like, really, really making progress. Oh, and I only need to explore one other zone. I don't tend to like focus on daily quests, but just for the sake of like how things are right now, I will pin these. I don't think I have the exploration badge here, so I could actually run away during like middle of the defense to see if I can go and get that. But I don't really care enough to go and do that. I missed him. Oh god, I missed him. Basically, he has to die. Oh, and you killed him. Good job, melee defender. Dead. Let's get you out of the water now. As for Raptor, I think I can get you out manually, or you can just deny me pressing E. Okay, that works too. And you can just get out whenever. I don't really care what happens anymore. Whoa, whoa, who's throwing? Where did that come from? Why are you down? You're supposed to be like our defense. Defense from range attacks. But I swear I just revived this guy. Is he getting one tapped by like by gunslingers or something? I actually think that's highly likely. This is a fire element weapon. I shouldn't be using it. This is a water element weapon. I also shouldn't be using that. Do I have anything nature? This thing. Yes. Get stopped. And he's down. Oh, and so is he. So they've just been getting stalled by the fact that they can't break this floor. It has 4,100 health, and they just can't break it. I'm not seeing a lot even head this way. There was like a few things, but I'm only keeping the defender there just in case, like, you know, some, like a lobber or something sneaks around to that side, or any other enemy sneaks around to that side, where it's not protected by my base. And then it's just useful to have someone over there, even if it's not getting attacked a ton. I'd still rather like kind of the reassurance knowing that I have a defender over there that can kill something before it destroys a wall, and I notice because I see an indicator on the map. What? Where? Oh, top. That figures. I don't know how to get up there. Okay, well, if these lobbers would get lost, then the problem would be solved. Dude. My god. So much just got destroyed here. This used to be, like, undamaged. But, you know, what would help is if I actually placed anti-airs. And while I have schematic for them, I'm pretty sure I didn't think to use them. That'll cover things for now, good enough. Blow up your own propane. That was fine, actually, where it is. I'm not against that. Now, my lackluster traps is probably what kind of sets this back. But the reality is, things are still going okay. I was expecting a lot more, like, enemies switching sides and, like, switching spawns, and to actually have a little bit more trouble. In fact, I was expecting not to be able to do this in, like, this well, considering how minimalist I built. Die. Dude, imagine if defenders could revive defenders. That would be insane. Or if defenders could revive players, that would also be pretty cool. Hell yeah, one take. A little bit of damage to A up at the top because of some flingers or lobbers rather. So they damaged some of it, but I mean that's also the fact that I didn't do anything up there. I just placed a roof over it and built a couple of wooden archways to continue supporting it after they broke some of those walls. That was not very hard either. Kind of, I guess, 2 missions in a row now because Storm Shield Defense 5 surprised me on how not hard that was either, considering my weird build. That was the previous episode, by the way.
Liberated, but we've got problems. Survivors have scattered and the shelters are hitting capacity. We need to rescue the survivors and make sure all shelters are evacuated ASAP.
Alright. Gift box. Oh, wait. Are they giving me my mission rewards in a gift box this time? Okay. I will take that. Cool. So next time, I guess we're doing Safe Harbor, which will take a little while, it looks like, because we'll need to rescue 15 survivors in successful missions, and then complete and evacuate the shelter in a 40+ zone. At the same time, I will also make sure to mention that, once again, I do need to level up survivors way more, and I don't have a whole lot of survivor XP in order to do that. Let's open these 4 mini reward llamas before we end off this episode. Don't want this. Don't want this. Don't want this. No. I don't want that. Is that in squads now? Great. That's great. I didn't even want it. Okay, well, green survivors now in squads. How nice.